Alright, so I wasn't planning on making a video for a while because I wanted to focus all my time into making the Persona 3 Reload video. However, when the game company decides to rework one of your favourite characters, something's got to get put on hold. Now, I'm quite the Pharah enjoyer, as some of you already know, shut up Ronik remembers, and she was honestly my lifeline during Overwatch 1. It's pretty much the only character who I was able to enjoy consistently when that thing was in the latter stages of its life, before we got Overwatch 2, and I'm not gonna lie, I've always hated how Pharah has needed a mercy if she wants to operate at full capacity. But at the time, I just kind of sucked it up because, well, getting double directs gave me serotonin. But anyway, time to get on with it, so I'd like to welcome all of you to an Irish review of Pharah's Rework. So alongside this rework, all the Season 9 changes came out, and I am not here to discuss those because while one, I have my opinion on them, and I certainly have an opinion on them, that doesn't matter in this exact case, so I'm just going to save everyone some time. But also, I do need to warn you all, some of these clips are going to look very scuffed, and that is because I have several years of muscle memory built up on old Pharah, which very much fucks up with this new Pharah that we've got now. So this rework was aimed at giving Pharah more agency to play on her own so she doesn't need a mercy 24/7, which I, personally, am all for. So we may as well jump in and look at what's been changed, starting with her rocket launcher. The fire was increased, the rocket speed was increased, the self-explosion damage was reduced down to 25%, which is all nice, just outright buffs. I don't really have much to say other than the fact that it does fuck with me a bit, but it's not as notable as, say, the Hanzo rework from years ago. That speed increase was insane. We have an outright new ability next as well with Jet Dash, which is something I've wanted on Pharah for years, some actual mobility. Either just with secondary fire or a double jump, you'll dash horizontally, which I love, since sometimes you want to keep a concussive blast to boop an enemy, or you're just not near a wall, but in that case you're probably just an idiot. I'm looking at myself here with this one, I'm not gonna lie. I can't say much else about it because it's plain and it's simple. We're taking away Pharah's verticality in exchange for horizontality. Speaking of verticality, we may as well talk about her passive, Hover Jets. And at first glance, I wasn't sure if I liked these or not. To start, she gains 40% increased move speed instead of 20% when she's in the air, which is very nice. I certainly felt it when I first got into the training range to try her out. But the next part is what I don't like. You can no longer refuel if you're not using your jets. You have to be grounded. Now, this is just my perma-flying Pharah bias brain talking, but I don't like this. It feels weird and it feels wrong, and it doesn't make her feel as fluid as she previously did. But in exchange, you're moving a lot quicker now, so it kinda trades off well enough. I understand why this change was made. Like I already said, they want to swap Pharah's vertical strength in exchange for more horizontal strength and stuff like that. I get it. It's just me personally, I'm just biased. I like being up in the air. Now, you are able to use it with no fuel to slow your descent a bit. I think you're actually a fair bit heavier than Echo, so it's actually kind of hard to notice. You could just kind of fall a little slower than usual, but it's still appreciated. I'm grateful for it. However, I'm just stupid and not used to these changes, and as a result, I fell into the abyss of Nepal Sanctum.
You had no chance.
No. And next up, we got jump jets. The jump height has been reduced by 20%, but in exchange, using jump jets refills your fuel, and it can also fill your fuel above the maximum amount for a short period of time. The cooldown has gotten an increase alongside it, but with the new jump jets we're using, the fuel increase is actually nice, but again, I can't lie, I'm just way too used to the old cooldown. Sometimes I expect to be able to jump back up, but I actually have to wait 3 seconds, but that's just entirely on me. For our final basic ability, we've got the new Concussive Blast. We have a lower cooldown, down to 7 seconds now, and it also explodes, dealing 30 damage to enemies. The radius and knockback have been reduced, and personally, I'm not the biggest fan. I like the disruption this provided, along with the knockback. This means I've got to get used to the new trajectory of booping people, alongside the new rocket speed, so hitting directs is going to be a little bit funky for a while. Also, it feels like you send people further if you hit them with a direct now, but I'm actually not sure because I was never directing people with Concussive Blast before, so I'm just not able to tell, I'm not gonna lie. With this new blast, I've gotten a couple kills thanks to the damage. You can pretty much just think of it as a ranged melee attack sometimes. There's also a small change to Barrage, and it's quite simply that it just refuels you immediately when you use it, which is a nice quality of life type of thing. Now personally, I would like some kind of cancel button for Barrage, but that is definitely my bias talking, because can you imagine a Pharah with these new movement options, jumping in, blasting one of your supports, and then immediately cancelling the Barrage before you can even damage her and getting the hell out? I might have my biases, but I'm not delusional. This rework is definitely interesting. On the one hand, this newfound mobility is really fun, especially with my preferred playstyle of Pharah, which is a bit more of a chaotic diving type Pharah thing. It lets you make some crazy plays, but also it's just muscle memory. It's just my muscle memory screws with me because I keep forgetting I can't do X or Y thing anymore. I'm very happy with the fact that I don't need a Mercy to be at my full capacity anymore, but also it's really annoying that I can no longer one-shot people with 2 directs. Right now to kill someone you're going to need 2 directs and a melee, 2 directs and a concussive, or just 3 rockets in general if you want to kill someone, which can really screw you over in certain scenarios. And if anything, this is going to end up encouraging Mercies to be paired with Pharahs, because as a result of the damage boost, she would be able to go back to 2-tapping people with double directs. So I'd just like her to have that 2-tapping damage given into her, just on directs, and I think it would make her more fun. But, you know, well, maybe give it a few days, maybe I'm just being terrible, who knows. But tell me yourselves, what do you think of this Pharah rework? And let's just stick to the Pharah changes specifically for the moment. Like I said, I've got my own thoughts on the Season 9 stuff. I might make a video on it if people ask, we'll find out. But for now, I'm going to return to my Persona hidey hole, and sure look, if you're still here, drop a like, drop a sub, all that other YouTube stuff, and I'll talk to you next time, lads.